Hi, this is FARPost session with me, Doctor Khumalo, joined by my gents, Motale and MacBeth Sibaya. Hope you enjoy the session. So we're just talking here on FARPost, talk in terms of the Bafana Bafana or SAFA Vision 2022. Sifuna we embrace and just to see what are we on the right track. Is there some couple of points that we can discuss as former players? By the way, Unale, how many caps in it?
7.
Sabafan.
Yeah.
And your Africa Cup of Nations, what did it
Game 2.
No, second Jordan. The AFCON, the only one, yeah.
AFCON 1.
One,
Yeah.
You're 96.
You're goal.
Kuro now, ukhetile
Yeah. I like Batla over 2 seconds. Somebody because they'll be struggling.
Yeah. MacBeth. We seem to be struggling. But anyway, let's continue. What's about this SAFA Vision 2022? Obviously, gave some things that SAFA wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
2022 vision. Maradona talk 1992.
Yeah.
Readmission.
Yeah.
Or Corona starting the national team. Yeah.
After readmission, we the same time. As if we can't really move.
So, I check again. I don't know whether it's 4x4. Oh,
yeah, no.
Yeah. Blind 4x4s.
Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon in 4-4.
4.
Yeah, 4.
So when we played the first game, international friend against Cameroon in Durban Kings Park Stadium, 1992, were you part of the squad?
No.
We won the game.
Yeah, we won. Like you met before, I was still analyzing.
Oh, you were not joining the 94?
Yeah.
Got the 4 nations.
The 4 nations.
That we used to play. MacBeth, are you back, my brother?
No.
I'm telling you, how many caps you Bafana Bafana?
I think we must 62, sir.
62? Wow. So probably when I would AFCON probably I4. Google it in?
Yeah.
It's in Google.
Google is 56 caps, so
when you see it when? Yeah? So which Africa Cup of Nations you've played in that was your highlight? Like mine, it was 96.
I was not fortunate in the AFCON.
Yeah.
Because it's quite tough, man, this guy.
Yes.
So, woman can again, anyhow. Yeah, so Bafana Bafana was Mali.
Yeah.
So Bafana Bafana was Mali at that time. Yeah, it's important. But I think that I'm afraid to mind our Sean Bartlett at that time. I think Balu was injured or something. That was a sketch, but when yeah.
So
and then Morocco.
Yeah.
Morocco, which I left before our first game against Nigeria, I think.
Yeah.
So I left before this game because I was not satisfied with some of the things that wasn't there.
Which team?
I had a feeling that, that was the way it was set up, you are not going to get any results, and then I left. because I didn't want to risk my career as well. Getting injured again, being in that type of setup of it was not brings results anyway.
Yeah.
So that's when I took what because it is an early retirement. So I wrote a letter.
Oh, you wrote a letter.
I wrote a letter. I tell because I'm employed in Kazan.
Yes.
So when I'm coming to national team, it's a big sacrifice.
Yes.
Because I'm not getting injured. Then going back, there's someone who's waiting for his chance.
Yeah.
So most of the time, we're in your team, and 2 days before the game, then you have to play after traveling so many hours. So you running a big risk, especially if you overseas,
Yeah.
Because there's always eating all local, and you remember we were competing with West Africans, the local players in the area, the South Americans, and the Europeans.
Opposition, yeah.
So we have to be up all the time. So I saw that, with this type of setup, it was not well organized. So I left.
So from what I pick up or from what I hear, obviously, club commitment was more like an intriguing factor for you. You have to play for the club than the country. And what I pick up is just that something was not properly done within the Bafana Bafana structure. Obviously, that's the crop of the players that you guys played in after us, the 96. So what would you allude to in terms of the setup at SAFA? Because we're talking Vision 2022. Are we on the right track? But from what I'm listening to is that this problem emerged long ago. So we have the Vision 2022, but we're trying to build a vision on top of problems instead of solving the problems before we could have a vision. Because if a great player like you is telling us this, I didn't know, or Eddie, I mean, this is a surprise to hear that you guys, or you yourself as an individual, you were not happy. So that means somehow, we lost it. Yeah. We lost the plot in terms of taking this brand to another level. So I don't know if you just...
And people that must not confuse and think it was about money. No, it was not about money.
Yes.
The level of professionalism was very low.
Yeah. Which obviously most of the boys, when we talk in the corridors, they actually allude to the fact that there's so much that one wants to echo in terms of them not being satisfied. But now I'm looking at how did we manage to get this Bafana Bafana brand to where it is today? And we're looking also, like I said, Vision 2022. Where do you think we lost it?
I think the Footman over Braje, Nabo, Clive Barker. They're going to tell you we've got it before and again, they should have made sure that they identify players who are going to be coaches in the future.
Of course, thank you.
So, and that, now that you can always carry the essence of our legends, but now you don't have that enemy. You see, so that that DNA,
Yeah.
it can do another generation and another generation. Because now, if you can ask anyone, what is South African soccer? No one can really break it down for you. What makes it the way it was?
Yeah.
Why do we have so many talented players? How we get to produce such great players like yourself?
Yeah.
Of which you were never taught by highly qualified coaches at the development level. So no one knows anything. Whoever was great there, the secret is knowledge.
Yes.
We don't have the system that can help us, to share the knowledge, so that we can keep the culture of our football.
No. So let me just get his views in terms of whatever is related Bafana Bafana at some stage really number 2 in Africa. Nigeria number 1. In the world 16. So what MacBeth is saying, there was no succession plan. We're looking at where we started, 92. We were novices. We didn't know what was international all about. Hence, there was this 4x4, but we grew by leap and bounds in terms of becoming a household name in Africa. So MacBeth is saying, if I'm quoting him very well, that we didn't have a succession plan, hence we're suffering now. We're looking at the situation that we're in now. We're playing in June, which is the World Cup qualifier, but we don't have a coach. So that on its own, what MacBeth is saying, they didn't plan or get some of the ex-players or coaches, for them to be part of the setup. So
I think it's totally right, because most of the things that were happening during that time is everybody just wanted to glory. They didn't care about 10 days down the line what's going to happen. Or let's build on Lucas, or let's build on Magents. Because we can see potential there. There was nothing like that. They just wanted glory, 3 points, trophy. That's all. And MacBeth is right. That is why we're struggling. Imagine. Look at, I don't like to compare apples with bananas, but look at other countries.
Of course.
Most especially African countries. I've been watching each and every country on the bench. There's a legend,
of course,
if not 2. Some that are even called by legends themselves who played before. You understand? But us, we always go outside
the country.
Outside the country looking for coaches and blah blah blah. Or if we stranded, we decide to handpick somebody and say just go and coach. You understand?
And I'm told one look at Nigeria. Daniel Mukachi, the 7 in the ministers department for sports. JJ Okocha, Nauko, Kano. The list is endless. Kalusha Balwa was once the president of Zambia. So the list is endless. So people like MacBeth, Benny, look, I'm not taking anything away from the players that played locally, but the experience that these guys, we're not utilizing it.
At all. See, the way I'm looking...
this
yes, MacBeth,
this thing is succession plan. Iqale kakhulu kula mateam la amakhulu.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Itimankulu always Itimankulu culture
Okay, wait,
they
just
must
pause.
have a star. They must have a star.
Yeah.
So you can't be a big team and ask if a star. And now you find that the level is almost the same as the smaller teams. And they all that. Because if there's no high level of competition, because after you look at the chips,
yes.
After Ujabu, didn't see much. And Ukumajans, Brazil today, they're still looking for Rivaldo. Even they're still looking for Rivaldo. For a national team, not all the clubs are looking for Rivaldo.
So now,
because they know what they want in the national team.
Yeah. So, what would you think would be a way forward in terms of us as ex-players, former Bafana players, that have contributed so immense? Because personally, Mina, as an individual, it hurts me to see the national team struggling the way it is, because that means so it's like we're building excuse me, a mansion house, and then the next thing, just for us to finish it off,
So
collapse.
So don't want to go more.
So the way I look at it, we have structures under Bafana, under Banyana. Yeah. I'm talking about under 23, 20, 17. Yeah. And then Amatombazana, there's also same age group.
Yeah.
Is there any player that you can probably call, or maybe already it's the feeder to the senior or whatever? Because now you just said, MacBeth, most of the players that played then were not coming from well-equipped coaching in terms of coaches that are international, remember, because we weren't yet affiliated to FIFA. So now we have everything in South Africa. But still, we don't see progression in terms of age groups being the feeder to the senior team. So we don't want to talk admin, guys. Let's get it clear. We as full admin, but Sukuluma about the game itself, the players, the problems that we have, what made us to be what we are today. So
maybe when you took it the feeder, yeah. But I'll take it in this angle, MacBeth. We having all these junior
teams,
junior teams, national teams.
Yeah.
But the problem is, you take under 17 or under 23, they go and play a World Cup, or they play Olympics.
Yes.
They win it or they do well.
Yeah.
They come back. We don't keep them in a data somewhere. Look after these boys for another period of time.
Yes.
Instead of keeping them one place and monitor them, what we do, the teams start fighting for these boys, taking them up and down. Chiefs Tatalo, Pirate Tatalo, Tatalo, and then by so doing they dismantle the whole team.
Yeah.
And when it's another tournament, we start afresh. Because we don't have no more database of those boys and consistent.
Yes.
That's why we don't have feeders. 23 was supposed to be a feeder to Bafana Bafana.
Yeah.
17 was supposed to be a feeder to 23. And like that. But we don't have, because once we see this boy doing well, we some tat. And what we do, some frustrated with Simbele Benchi. I mean, if you take this boy to Sundowns and has to compete with Sarino, When is he gonna play? Who's that?
Talking about Serino at some stage, concluded like the coverage, Serino, they are ready to play for Bafana Bafana. Then let's scrap out the feeder teams.
Yeah, because
if we're not going now, go Uruguay. MacBeth, I don't know whether we have heard of this. There was just a talk before Uti, Nakovic and Serino, they were ready to play for Bafana Bafana. But you, as a former Bafana Bafana player, we're talking about Jama feeder teams, 17, 20, and 23. What would be your take on that? Are we on the right track in terms of even thinking about it? No, I don't think MacBeth is. MacBeth! Where's it, MacBeth? I am the foot.
Yeah.
Where's it? Yeah, I need this the problem that we are encountering in the country also is the feeder teams. We're not utilizing the players are being canned. They are not actually being utilized to be the feeder for the national team in terms of Bafana Bafana or under 17 to 20, 20 to 23, 23 to the national team. So at some stage there was this talk with Nekovic and Serino, they can play for Bafana Bafana. So I must go to Mkambi Nami Nasuga like escort like within 5 years, we think that will that happen? What's your take on that?
Yeah, it happens, but on the rare occasions.
Yeah.
But when I let them feed, it's difficult all over the world because not everyone who plays now in Bajamil and Nekebe 123.
Yeah.
So if you have any good Zakona, go home to La Bana.
Yes.
That's what I would chief say,
okay. So guys, let's just now.
But because back then, because back then every club was a feeder. I believe the whole country have to be a feeder.
Yes.
A national team. Just like it happened with you guys. You came on all different parts of the South Africa.
Yes.
You didn't come to the junior level. Now is very down.
Yeah.
Let's go this is already let's just try.
Yeah. So much Eddie.
Everyone was on the same level in terms of ambition at the time. So we need that everyone has to be in the same level of when it comes to ambition.
Yeah. So manje MacBeth out again. In terms of the SAFA NEC, most countries in Africa, if not in the world, they do have the ex-players within the structures of the association. When do you think Amachita mela be kona? Because
no, I mean, unfortunately, if the license German.
Yeah.
So the current case Dala and the coach Germany. On the junior levels, who have with one of the players of German. Youth levels. So who will guide with whatever that is happening in national team.
Yeah.
So they pay ex-player with the veteran so that they can keep the essence and culture of football as a German.
But like South Africa will tell you, the NEC SAFA if you were to ask them, have they played the game? No. 90%? No. These are the guys that are running football in South Africa. Whereas we have people that have contributed immensely and people that have played internationally, people that have brought joys and smiles to all the South Africans, but none of them are part of this. NEC Asafa, I mean, principal, mara, if you were to ask about the integrities of the game or what makes a player like full performance, I'd say, what is it? I guys sense, not to say Oriano, but
in a sense,
the problem about Eddie, we are suffering as a country because the driver, I got right.
Yeah, but during our time, though, we had the late
Sticks Murray.
Yes. And then even though I was somebody into football, because he was trained.
Yeah.
And then we had about the likes of Banu Kujani.
Hey.
Why would I say they were go chief Nonkoya. Can you imagine, Joe?
Yeah,
those the people that were running us.
Yeah.
But because of all, we had a passion.
Yeah.
Like we had a cream and we had that love for the country. That's why we went all out even to win AFCON, understand? But the criteria ever is low. It's not, and it's not gonna work. I see this vision.
Yeah.
It's good on the chalkboard. It's good on the flip chart.
Yeah.
It's fine. But the other, it will never work.
You know when we played 98, France 98, World Cup. You remember the story that Notim Koina and Brendan Dost?
Yeah.
After that story, that crisis, we were told by then the NECSF that 60 to 70% of the players that were there will be roped into the NEC, which is the National Executive Committee ASAF. But till today, we're still waiting for that letter to say you have been appointed.
We even the same as we did our license ABC, we did our coaching course 1, 2, level 1, level 2. But still we don't know whether we still existing because I've sent proposals for coaching either unders or even
I was part of the scout.
I was not even acknowledged.
But the worst scenario on a manje as we speak, manje as in 2021. No, it's the technical committee. The criteria that was used for nomination for that committee. I still want to know by Toleganjani, why are those people in that committee? Because if Mina, as an individual, I would question that. It has to be people that have played the game. Because remember, the committee, guys, it's the one that recommends the coach, Bafana Bafana, the coach under 23, all the coaches. So, and then about icon,
even the selection criteria of players of Bafana Bafana. I don't understand how do they select players? How do they select the player who left the country when he was 9? Nobody knows about him.
But do you think we should actually document this in terms of the criteria of how things should be done in our football, and also be transparent for the public to know? Because you can't just say Edward Mtale is a coach without giving specs in terms of this is what qualifies him to be a coach. This is what qualifies this one to be the assistant coach. We are the country, probably we are the first country that have a crisis now, because you and I and Eddie, if Sita's not coach, by right, who's supposed to be the interim coach now? Is it not supposed to be assistant coaches?
It should be.
But then why are they not appointing those assistant coaches? Because they know very well which they don't have capacity. So what is it that they were doing? They bafuna lapha for starters if they don't have capacity. I wonder what's normal Mickey Mouse. Let's just be honest. And we don't take anything away from Arthur and Kopo, but we outline our facts now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the problem, we should have a plan that is guided by ambition.
Yes.
But
yes.
What is our ambition now? What do we want? Maybe like in 10 years. We don't.
Yeah.
Because if let's start a succession plan. You have succession plan. My members, the SAFA succession plan. My coaches, the national team succession plan as well of players in the national team. Yeah, because this 8 players now who only played 3 games, then they disappear. You don't know where they went.
Yeah.
You can have a squad that can just change everyone. It's important you didn't know what was your ambition, because I believe you select certain caliber of players because you are guided by a certain ambition. It's either Nations Cup, you may be winning Nations Cup in 5 years' time.
Yes.
And maybe winning again World Cup maybe in 10 years' time.
Yeah.
So your criteria should be guided by ambition. You cannot chop and change, because even in local clubs you can't do that. You can beat it.
No, definitely.
Because there's no consistency. So you can't do that in national in the club, in the league. But you think you can do that in the national team? You can't.
Yeah, but
I know this thing of you have to fight for places. I don't understand. Fight for a place. Are you fighting to achieve something, or are you fighting for a place? So you see, our level of ambition is very low.
Yeah.
I never competed against my teammates.
No, definitely.
I had an ambition.
Yeah.
That's why I was successful for me to do, and I did that.
Thank you.
No, I cannot.
No, that's true. That's true, MacBeth.
But you're right.
And whatever MacBeth.
Doctor Khumalo.
Yes. No, that's true. No matter add something.
No, right, but because our national team now has become AVs. It's rent the coach, rent the player. We just renting everything. You understand? Rent the soccer kit, renting the League Sportive, but I've never seen League Sportive like outside the area, but it's just this. I don't know, Joe. People that just come and get caps. Or they call it caps now. Sporty. I don't know what they call it. So it's a joke of Bafana Bafana now.
Yeah, whatever doing one, that's like defense.
Yeah.
It's also the one thing is like really serious facts, because arena structure, arena direction, everything will write out it's rent.
Yeah.
Rent.
I mean our football coach.
Whatever, Arshebe, how many times we failed to qualify? 2010, 2012, 2017, 2021.
Yeah.
Vision 2022.
Yeah.
Mara Serafeti almost 4 times.
Yeah.
From being the champions to fall rock bottom.
Yeah. To nothing. Yeah. Rhoda, when they reinstated us, we won the trophy. Same time.
So what MacBeth actually is insinuating is that vision in Yarnalona, when it started, slowly but surely it was fading year in, year out.
Yeah. But caused by who? Because
so is that a question mark? Caused by who?
Yeah.
Or who actually didn't do what?
Yeah, but I'll tell you, we had Clive the best.
As the coach.
As a coach, he won. So he did very well. He even won a trophy. He was sad because now
he even took the country to the nation.
To the
Africa Cup of Nations and the World Cup. Then second best from Clive. Let's look at the coaches.
Then he was probably because Nabatla,
I would say probably.
And then Jomo came in.
But the coaches locally.
Yeah.
Because I thought this is what MacBeth is alluding to. We didn't have a succession plan, or if this guy is fade, those guys will be roped in.
Yeah.
So Clive will be the first coach that has made us proud.
Yeah.
Then second best, probably Jomo.
Jomo went to the fight.
Or Prashik Sugogana.
Prashik was doing well. Was doing well with juniors. Then he was roped into the seniors. Then I was a boss on national TV. I did that.
Wednesday,
because you want the boss on national TV.
So far it's Jomo. Clive, Jomo, probably. Which other coaches were there?
Yeah.
So then Kembo Pito, Kembo, Steve Copella, then also Trot Moloto came.
Yeah.
But if we look at the track record of the locals vis-a-vis the international coaches, Stewart maybe tried in Egypt, quarterfinals.
Yeah.
The worst scenario may so rest in peace. It was the Tech Dimitri saga also, where we didn't even score a goal or win any game. Carlos Queiroz came, got World Cup. Santana. Westernoff was the coach. He was appointed, but he didn't like one more bench in Marabam.
They got millions.
So he got millions for signing a pre-contract, and he never went. So to greet us on TV.
Was paid
for that. So
it's part of the vision. Somebody who just come and greet.
No, they didn't have the vision then, because the vision came now when Dr. David Jordan, now he's the president.
Yeah.
So, but then the vision and everything is out there. Yeah. But the most important integrity is say Kamile but tighten up with the screws. It's not done.
Yeah. But
with the vision. So you said they're renting everything.
Yeah.
The technical team committee appointment criteria, we don't know how. The coach's appointment, we don't know how. But you have a vision. So they'll have to pay Mtsiki up until the end of the contract.
Yeah.
But while they're still on that, Camelo back to a coach.
Yeah.
And this is the association that wants to play, Barre Abananyu.
Yeah. Yeah, they always say Abananyu. And we play qualifiers next month. I'm not coach.
And the first game is June 21.
Yeah.
Against Ghana away. And then we have Ghana, Ethiopia, Zimbabwe. and the only team that will qualify, or not also to qualify, that will proceed to the knockout stage, is number one. Number one. So Ronald Africa Cup of Nations, where two teams can qualify, go to the Africa AFCON. So we're sitting here, MacBeth, with a serious problem that I think, personally, it's about time for ex-players, for former Bafana Bafana and players that contributed to South African football to raise their hands and echo whatever they feel are you right in terms of the way football has been run in South Africa. Because clearly it's all about the democratical situation here, where you say something positive, then you become an enemy of the state. Gone are those days. Why do we have to be scared? We've played it. We made this country to be where it is. We were told by the late Madiba and the former president, you were there, that we do this for the nation. So if we can't speak on behalf of the nation, who will? So he told me,
we need to step down, MacBeth. Understand?
Because our MacBeth, he's got qualifications, but not being utilized. So it's only people that sing praises for those who are in power that get the jobs.
Oh yes, man.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh yes, man.
I will.
Okay, oh yes.
They must not get confused as if we are entitled.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. We're passionate about him. The way I'm passionate about Ebola, I even help for free. Even other young coaches, I give them guidance. I don't do that. I get involved with them at the junior clubs. We discuss football. We share knowledge, because like I said, I don't compete with anyone. The knowledge that I had, right, and how I do things, it's how I do things. It's never going to be taken away. So we really working together as a nation. That's what we need. We need to work as a nation. Again, it's not just the national team. Football in Africa, we have a problem. If you look at now, the 12, they're just sitting and not doing anything at home. So we can't really say we are football loving nation, because our kids are being robbed an opportunity to discover themselves.
Definitely.
You discover yourself before someone discovered you. So we're not giving our kids today are not given that opportunity to discover themselves. Because what you used to do on television, you already done that when you were 12 years old. Very true. So it's not like because you played professional, it's what you did then. When you're young. So these kids now are being robbed of opportunity. In fact, what is happening is a crime. If you look at different locations,
Yes.
And most of you, if I said
well, I think sometimes.
We used to be that nation.
MacBeth, I'm thinking that through all the.
And you need a shower.
Uyasizwa manje.
But basically what he's saying with the football we play now is more restricted.
Restricted.
Yeah, and instructed. Well, what?
Yeah.
So even players they can't use indiscretion because you are told how FIFA ball we play 1-2, we play 2 touch, we play this is what we call you in, you out. That's
whatever how was one. MacBeth another country Sweden, I think it's Sweden, no. It's Sweden where Lukaku is it Sweden? Sweden. Is it Sweden? Lukaku, who's this boy from Chelsea that went to Real Madrid? Oh, Belgium. What's about Belgium then? Belgium from 2010, they had a vision. They wouldn't have identified all the top players that they have. For them to be where they are, Babylon a program. They change how they perceive an under 14, 13 player to a senior player. So Bavare, it's really Spain to see what is it that makes them tick. What? By Spain, Bafana Bafana. They went to England, Bafana Bafana. Then they came back. Babita, people with brains of football, they sat down. We gotta know what is our way forward. We gotta know our way forward is to make sure that our development structures are in order. Once we tie up that, then we look at the senior. So this is where now they managed to get the senior team to be where it is for now. Correct. How do they make this player compete against the Spain and all that? And what happened the last World Cup? Belgium is one of the top countries that have produced players that we talk about. So this is the vision that we're supposed to be following. So we don't just say vision, but but other than that, I think we have probably spoken about the things that we wanted to talk about. And this talk, it doesn't have to be perceived as trembling on someone's toes. This is just the views of legends. This is just the views of ex-players that are echoing whatever. Passion. And what MacBeth is saying is that we are not actually forcing or making people to make that call to say we need ex-players. It was just something that we feel already it should have happened a long time ago. Because if you look at the PSL, people who play hard.
Even overseas.
And some of the members of PSL buy it. Or if not, they've been within the footballing structure. But say about what is what for long. Okay, look at Dr. Khumalo. He has made this brand the PSL to be what it is today. So So we're not saying that football in South Africa. And there's also the AD, MacBeth, the Doctor. The last time I checked, we've got the right to say whatever we want to say. It's a democratic country.
And what will only box about
no problem.
Mentality was suffer. How gender ball can be a coach? It's not gonna work for our football.
No.
Because box is a how to play a ball, you need to be a coach.
Yeah.
No, there's other expertise we can do besides coach.
Coach. MacBeth, usase khona? MacBeth? You seem to be struggling. Usase khona? Yeah. Your final words out in terms of holistically what we spoke about. Ungaisama about it.
As far as I know, I did not
yeah.
People that I know who carry the knowledge, the essence of South African football. Basakona Wapil, Ujomo, Bakeza, no cost.
Yes.
So let us call to structure our policies and everything else from juniors up to the senior knowledge.
Yeah. MacBeth.
But I think what we say, we must go back to our roots.
Yeah.
That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. Not to criticize,
yeah.
but it's the same back.
So, but then it's all right, but we're struggling to get to tell your own views. But just to wrap it up, thank you once more for your participation. Highly appreciated, and hope and wish that soon we'll come up with a solution to this kind of a problem that we're facing as a country. So, Eddie, I think.
Yeah. I hope so too.
Sure. So
I hope so too. He can't and we are blessed with big talent, not just talent in our chats.
Exactly.
Big talent.
Big talent, yeah. No, thank you very much.
No, thanks, MacBeth. And my name is Bulele.
Yes. Sure, but so, but also we need to keep in touch, guys. But thanks, and I appreciate your input. I hope and wish that will probably change the thinking capacity of those who are in power, those who want to see this country prosper, and those actually that matters most, that is the community, the nation. Because Bafana Bafana, we're talking the nation. Yeah. And if South Africa catches flu, it's the man. So there's no dose. Only vaccine fail. Yeah, COVID.
The expiry.
Leonard topic expire. Thanks for watching. See you on the next episode.